can be traded. My heart's a bit spaded. I'm not too prideful to up and leave. You've been on complacent. The tides have been changing. Love is just patience and for you.
What's up, bookish babes? Welcome back to another video. In today's video, I decided to share with you guys my top five reads of the year so far. I've seen Larry Reed do quarter one, but we almost at the end of quarter two, so I can't even do that right now. So maybe at the end of quarter two, then I'll do the top five of quarter two. But for right now, we're just doing so far all the what month we're in May, 5 months of the year so far. These are my top five. Top five of the last 5 months. But yeah, we're gonna be doing that, and most of them are books that I don't physically own, which is kind of crazy. And one of them is a book that I recently just finished, and I see the hype behind that book so much now that I finally sat down and read it. But I'm gonna stop rambling, and I'm gonna show y'all the books that are my top five now. And you guys know that I think from January to April, probably way longer than that, because I can't even tell you the last time I gave a book a 5 star. But from January to April, I was looking for a 5 star read, and I ended up finding one. I want to say like in the middle of the end, almost the end of April, which happens to be Long Shot by Kennedy Ryan. Y'all, this book made me feel everything. When I mean everything, I mean everything. Absolutely everything. I was mad. I was giggling. I was happy. I was blushing. I was everything. Now, I do want to recommend that you guys do search up the trigger warnings of this book, because every time my brain think of, every time I don't even remember this man's name. That's just how much I dislike him. It's honestly how much I dislike this guy. What is this man's name? If you read this book, you know exactly who I'm talking about. Iris' boyfriend in the beginning of this book. What is this man's name? I'm gonna give you his name. I'm gonna give you his Caleb. His name is Caleb. Every time I think about Caleb, I want to fight, because the way he carried on was ridiculous. It was downright just scary to be able for someone to experience what Iris experienced at Caleb hand. Like it was downright scary. At one point, I was like straight crying. I don't think I filmed myself crying because I was so scared for her, because I thought this book was gonna end so much differently than what it did. Because just search up the trigger warnings for this book, because one thing, when I say it's heavy, but a lot of people say it's not as heavy as the second book, I think, or the third one. I don't know yet. I haven't read those yet. But one thing I can say about Miss Kennedy Ryan, any book she writes, I'm either giggling, blushing, or wanting one of them. And I wanted August. August is just so understanding. First of all, this book is about Caleb and, well, August and Iris. Basically, we're not even worried about Caleb no more, because yeah, it's about August and Iris, who meets at this bar the night before August's big games, and they connect, and they end up continuously running into each other, because August is a part of the NBA draft, as well as Iris. I don't even want to call him, well, I'm gonna call it what it was. Her boyfriend Caleb was in the NBA as well, and they was kind of like rivals of sorts. So yeah, that's what this book about so far. But the way it goes so much deeper than that, I I was obsessed with this book. I would read this book again. But I want to get to the second book in this series. Y'all keep tapping this book, but I want to get to the second book in this series. Like, I can say so much about this book because it is so good. I see the hype behind it. I see why everyone loves this book. I'm pretty sure I love the whole series like everyone else, because I've heard a lot of good things about the Long Shot, well, the Hoops series, and I may even read it, because I'm kind of in this book slump right now for some reason. Like, I've been trying to read just for the summer for the long since it came out, and I have not. I think I'm on chapter 14 in that book, and I've been trying to read it since it came out, which says a lot about me and my book slump. And the book is so good, but I just cannot, for the life of me, pick that book up and just sit down and read it. I'm surprised I finished reading the second book that I want to mention in this video, which happens. I don't have a physical copy, but I am going to get it. I'm gonna put it on the screen. Is Out on the Limb by Hannah Bowen Young. Y'all, that book is so freaking good. I've heard a lot of people talking about that book on Book Talk. I guess when it first became popular on Book Talk, a lot of people was talking about how good that book was, and I always wanted to read it, but I just kind of was putting it off and putting it off because I don't know. I just have so many other books that's on my physical TBR that I need to read that I was like, yeah, I'm gonna get to it. I'm gonna get to it, and like I said, I've been in this crazy book slump since the beginning of April that I decided to just go ahead and pick the book up because, y'all, it is May 15th. Is it the 15th? I don't know. I just got off work since Monday. But it's May 15th, and I've read one book. One book, and it's May 15th. It says a lot. But, I finally decided to start a book that a lot of people say there's a lot of hype behind. It was a lot of hype behind it. A lot of people say this book is good. And when I picked this book up, I could not put the book down because it is so good. It is, y'all, the fact that I just forgot their name so quick is crazy. I know Bo and Winford, but they call her Win. It's about Bo and Win. They meet at Win's best friend Halloween party, and they hook up, and Win ends up pregnant. The way that Bo handled that situation had me hooked because usually if someone was like, we're gonna do a one night stand and we're just gonna leave it at that, and you haven't talked to the man like weeks or a month at a time, you call them and tell them you're pregnant, they are very much going to assume that it's somebody else, baby. Like, we only met one time, we only hooked up one time, we haven't talked since. How I know it? Like, they are going to flip the script so bad. And the way he handled that situation made me automatically fall in love with him. He was so gentle with her. He was so kind. Like, the way he took charge and was like, I want to be a part of this baby life just as much as you. And y'all, I love that book so much. It is so good. It is so good. If you haven't read Out on a Limb by Hannah Boehm Young, but I think that's how you say her name, middle or her first last name. Is it considered first and second last name, or just her last name, her hyphenated last name? I think that's how you pronounce it. I just do not know. Like, I'm so ready to dive into her other books that I have. I have Next to You, Next to Ken and Next to You by her. The way that book has me want to read the other two right now is crazy because, like I said, book slump here. I am in the book slump, and I just need something light and fluffy, something that's going to get me out the book slump. And that book has been a jump start for me because I do want to read another book now. But yeah, that's that. I actually gave that book a 5 star. Obsessed with it. Enjoyed it so much. The ending of it was so wholesome and beautiful. I cannot talk. And beautiful. And first of all, y'all don't hear that noise. I finally changed the battery to the fire alarm. I have like 4 of them in my house. One went off when I changed the battery. The other one started going off, so I had to go ahead and change that battery too. But it's not what the video about. I just want y'all to be proud of me that I did it. But yeah, after that, we're going to mention this beautiful baby right here. If you guys haven't known, Kennedy Ryan is my favorite author. I'm obsessed with Kennedy Ryan. She's one of my favorite authors. I'm obsessed with her. I will read the lady grocery list. Matter of fact, I read all her emails that come to my email. Like, what? But This Could Be Us is about Soledad. I just want to call this girl Solita so bad, but it's about Soledad and Judah them effing Cross. Y'all, the way that this man was there for her during her toughest time, and although her daughter semi blamed her for the situation at hand, the way that he was there for her and rooting for her and letting her know, like, you don't have to lose yourself while loving me. Oh my God, that was just some insightful. Write it down. You don't have to lose yourself while loving someone else. Y'all, write it down. So the way he was just there for her and just rooting for her, her own personal cheerleader. Like, this man supported everything she did while she was in the process of learning and loving herself. I can think she was calling it self dating, or I don't forgot, self something. It was something where she's basically dating herself just to show herself that I can love me. I can support for me and my three daughters on my own by my, like, she, baby, Soledad had it. And then the friendship in this book, y'all, it was just so much more than a romance. The friendship in this book, the way that Judith co-parent with his ex-wife, and how his sons, I think they had, what did they, oh my God, they I don't want to speak out of turn, so I don't even want to, I forgot. They have some type of, ooh, if you read the book, you know, I just cannot. I think the autism, was it autism? I think it was autism. They're artistic. Yep, it was autism. The way that he handled and loved them and was there for his sons, and he was basically like the primary parent, although his ex-wife, she helped and she was there for her sons as well. The way they co-parent and navigated that relationship on its own, and then the way that says, what is this girl? Oh my God, I'm so bad with names. Hendrix and the girl from the first book. That's crazy that I can't remember. So the fact that I can't remember this girl's name, and I was so obsessed with the first book. Hold on, we gonna reach up here. Hendrix and Yasmin. Yes, and the way Hendrix and Yasmin was also there for her. And like, she was never short of any support. Her support system was built army strong, y'all. Like, the way that they was there for her at her lowest, and the way that the book is so much more than a romance. It is so much more, and I was just in awe reading this book. I just was so obsessed with this book. I was read it with the arc that I received, and then I had to go out and buy the physical copy because what? Why not? Like, I already have the first one, and like, these covers are gorgeous. On, like, look at this, beautiful covers. Like, I had to grab it, but yeah. Now, the next two books that I want to mention are a series, y'all, and I just could not pick one book out of the series to mention. So we're gonna put them on the screen and we're gonna mention them as a whole, but we're gonna just count it as one book. Now, the first one is the McLean Brother series. The way that series had me so obsessed with those men that I just wanted one or all four of them. Like, I wanted all four of them. I'm not even gonna lie, because I can't even choose who was my favorite. I can't even say, like, no, that's a lie. No, that is not a lie, because even when I think of it, I'm always choosing two of the four. Like, can we, make something happen? But the way I was so obsessed with that series that I had to read them. I think it's like Let Me Hold You, Let Me Please You, Let Me Love You. No, they're not in order. I'm not naming them in order. Let me pull it up so that I can name it in order so you guys can read it in order and not go off of the top of my brain cells, because yep, we're not gonna always do that. Let's see. Let's put up. Okay, so you have Let Me Love You, which is about the rapper brother, Big South, Everett McLean. Then you have Let Me Hold You, which is about his brother that plays basketball, which is Leland McLean. And then you have Let Me Show You, which is about Nolan McLean, who is like the entrepreneur, the finance brother of the group. Yeah. And then after that, we have, I think it's a novella. The novella about the sister, Let Me Please You. This one is about their sister, Kat McLean. She ends up dating the bodyguard of Leland McLean. And then you have Let Me Free You, which is about the troubled brother Neil McLean, which happens to be the twin of Nolan McLean. And he's kind of like looked at like the screw up of the family, but he owns a library. So you can say he's an entrepreneur, but he's dealing with some alcohol and I guess we would say drug abuse. And yeah. But that's all about that. I'm absolutely obsessed with these men. The covers are on the screen so you guys can read it on Kindle Unlimited. Listen, take my word, I wouldn't lead you astray. The next series is the Bromance Book Club. I read everything in that series except for the Christmas book. We're gonna read that around Christmas time. But y'all, the way that I read that first book and was automatically obsessed with that series in that friend group is crazy. It needs to be studied because I don't think I've ever finished a series that fast. But yeah, I don't think I ever finished a series that fast. But I was absolutely obsessed with each character in each book. Like, although some of them kind of fell short, they still were 3.75 to 4 to maybe even, I think that's 5 star in there somewhere. Maybe not even a 5 star, like 3.75 to 4 star reads for me. And I really enjoyed the crap out of each book in that series. Like I said, don't own the physical copy, pictures on the screen. The way that I was obsessed with that series is crazy. Like, I really want to read the Christmas book now because it's going to put me back in that world with the friend group and just them being there and taking care of each other and being each other's support system. Yeah, one thing that I absolutely love in friend groups is when you get to see how the friendship is not so one-sided. Like, they're all equally there for each other when they need each other. Like, I'm obsessed. I need to order those physical copies of books that I don't have, the McLean brother in the Romance Book Club. But those are my top 5 reads so far this year. I hope you guys enjoyed today's video. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And comment down below and let me know what your top 5 reads so far this year. Maybe it's some books that I haven't read that I can add to this TBR that apparently I ain't gonna never make my way through. So don't hold me to it because the way we are buying books should be studied. Although I said I was gonna stop, don't listen to me because I'm going to the bookstore after this. So yeah, but I'll talk to you guys in the next video. See you later.
I'm calling bullshit. Say you got it, but you ain't got nothing. Bad bitch